big capacity, yep, on a mic.
Alright. Press record, flow naturally, I'm riding a bike.
Alright. Send a DM to someone I like, come on, be a guest.
Alright. If it's just Chang and Denhoff, it's a yapping duet. What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Chang Hoff podcast. We're here with our lovely guest, Caleb. Welcome, Caleb.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on like iCarly or something. Like, this is crazy. I feel like the special guest.
Random dancing.
Yeah, this is awesome.
So, Caleb, who is Caleb and why should people care?
That's a good question. I am a singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist. And why should people care? I guess they kind of shouldn't, but I hope that they care. No, I make music. I sing. I play a bunch of instruments. I produce, and I got my degree in songwriting, so I songwrite. And I also make bad jokes on the side. That's kind of what I'm known for.
That's your stick.
That's my stick. Yeah. That's the thing that keeps people coming back. You know what I mean? The music is good enough, but it's the bad jokes that keeps them.
It's the jokes that bring them back.
That bring them back.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
The music is the loss leader.
It's
it's the peanuts that they give out at bars.
It's like, but those jokes, man, gosh, he can clear a room out. Yeah, it's something else.
I will say too, just for some background, like I think our second, third, fourth year of high school, like for me, those were kind of the formative years where like a lot of my taste and style and like ability developed, and we were spending a lot of time together during that time. Yeah. So definitely like, I think a lot of my just ear for things, and like Steve too, and like everybody we played, DJ, everybody we were playing with at that time, Edgar. Yeah. So definitely for anybody that hears my production or things I work on and likes that taste, like we were both kind of peers in that formative period.
Very much so. Like, everything from like Composers Collective that we started at Blake, and our stuff we used to drop on SoundCloud and stuff like those. We was in them trenches. Like those were
rapping,
the art school trenches, man. That's exactly what that
flipping pop songs into like some like alt R&B.
Yeah, man. Wow, bro. But that's, I mean, like you said, like those were very formative years of mine, and I'm grateful for that time. It really, especially under like the direction of Miss G and like Dubé and Mr. Gerald, like they really helped solidify my sound and in my ear. Like they taught me how to listen for the right stuff and where to pull inspiration from and in what capacity. So that was pretty cool. Shout out to Blake. Man, shout out Blake.
Seeing, like somebody like Doechii who was like winning accolades at the highest level with that background of like being in chorus, being in
what. So I just saw like the footage. I missed the Grammys, as I told y'all earlier. I missed it completely. I was ironically working on music. So what was y'all's takeaway from seeing her on stage and like seeing her, basically her speech that she had? Like, what did y'all think about that? How did it feel to hear that?
I think it was really cool. It made me kind of emotional because it's like you can connect with her so much because it's like we went to the same place. So it's just like it just felt really special, and especially her like shouting out Tampa on stage at the Grammys, being like, go to Tampa. Like there's so much Tampa there. I mean, there's so much talent there. There's so much Tampa in Tampa. There's so much talent in Tampa. I think it really is going to do big things for the city.
Yeah, I think it's validating to be. It's great to see that as somebody who's working on art in Tampa and part of that community, because like it was definitely way more vibrant than I expected it to be. When I came back here after school, I was thinking I was going to come back home, chill, hang with family.
Right.
And then I started seeing these galleries. I started seeing these shows. I'm like, oh, okay, there's some.
It's I experienced that too after like moving up to Boston and being like super exposed to like people doing stuff at a high level, and then coming back and seeing like, wait a minute, Tampa's not like doing nothing. It's changed so much over even from when we left high school to where we, when we got to high school. I'm proud of Tampa. We doing our thing a little bit. So record labels come to Tampa, please. Please come down here.
And it's cool to be a part of it. I feel like we're like at the ground floor, but we're like actually doing something here. It's
y'all are doing stuff for real, bro.
Thank you, man.
Y'all got it
if
going
people
want to
come, if people want to come and offer themselves up to the city, or they want to put a spotlight on artists, like they can do that. But at the same time, we can also make our own platforms, make our own resources. We got Sector FM. Check out Sector FM.
Check out Sector.
A lot of DJs, a lot of artists on there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like hopefully this show can be part of that, just given a chance to highlight some of the people around here who are like insanely talented.
Man. It's so funny. I was talking to one of my friends I went to college with, and she was like, basically, I was just asking her how everything's going, and she was like, man, like, you need to get out of Tampa. Like, there's nothing going on in Tampa. And yeah, I saw that that reflected kind of in, when Doechii was at the Grammys, and when she said that about, like, y'all need to come to Tampa, like, record labels come to Tampa, and nobody, like, clapped. Nobody said it. Everybody was just like, we never even thought about that. Let's go to Tampa. You know what I mean? Because nobody really, Tampa's really the underdog, and it has been, and it probably will continue to be for a little bit. But it's still cool to be from here. Yeah, it's such a unique place with so many unique people here. So cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very grateful for my life in Tampa.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. All right, Caleb. We like to start the show off with a new segment that we started this season called the Denhoff Conversation Cards.
Oh God!
So we have this pack of cards. This is just a regular pack of cards, but we'll get custom ones soon. And basically, what we do is we shuffle them, we fan them out. You pick 3 cards. Each card is linked to a question.
Oh, man.
You get to decide which question you answer, and you get to decide which question AJ and I answer.
Ooh.
So here we go.
Wait a minute. It's kind of, wait a minute.
So here we go. A little ASMR.
That's it. That's Foley right there.
Foley.
Foley.
One more.
I think you missed a couple on that last one. Yep.
Oh, no, one more. That one wasn't
okay. You doing one more.
Oh, because like this. Okay.
All right.
So.
Pick a card, any card.
I'm going to go.
Any 3.
This one. Oh, am I supposed to look at? Do it?
Yeah, you
okay,
can
I was
look
going to
at
say. Okay.
Sweet.
Dang, low cards.
Yeah, now just read out the cards one by one, and AJ will say the question, and then we'll go through all of them, and then you can decide.
Okay. I got 3 of spades. I got ace of diamonds and a 5 of hearts.
Okay, so 3 of spades.
I'm sorry, 3 of clubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 of clubs. 3 of clubs is who brings out your best creative energy. Okay, so what's the second one?
Ace of spade. Wow, ace of diamonds. You know what, guys? So, I'm not the smartest. I went to music school, guys. Like
not card school.
Not card school. No.
Ace of diamonds.
Didn't get accepted.
Ace of diamonds. What's your favorite thing you've ever made? What's the third one?
And 5 of hearts.
5 of hearts. What do you value most in a friendship?
Oh, wow.
So you pick which one of these you want to answer. Who brings out your best creative energy? What's your favorite thing you've ever made? And what do you value most in a friendship? Which one of those is speaking to you?
They all are, but I'm going to answer the first one.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm not a narcissist. I promise I'm not. But being alone in a creative space brings out my most authentic creative energy, just because there's no, I don't know. I just can do me without like having anybody else. No offense to, you know what I'm saying, to anybody I've ever worked with, but I feel like I'm really at my best when I'm alone, locked in a room, staring at my computer for 15 hours, working on music, mixing, making a full song, scratching the whole thing, starting back from the top, doing the same thing 3 times before I get half of a song that I like. Like that's when I feel like I'm at my top.
That's awesome.
Creatively.
Wait,
Once again, not a narcissist. I promise I'm not.
He's just locked in alone.
I'm locked in, man.
do you want to answer the other 2?
I didn't even know it was an option. Can you read them
off
again?
Yeah, so the other ones are, what do you value most in a friendship? And the other one is...
What was your favorite thing that you've created?
Yeah, what's your favorite thing you've ever created?
What do I value most in a friendship? Y'all ask these hard questions. I bet all of them are hard, too. Like, these are questions I need, like, 3 hours to think on. What do I value most in a friendship? Probably somebody honesty. Somebody who's willing to tell me about myself, tell me when I'm wrong, and keep me in line, and hold me accountable for things, because sometimes I be wilding, as most people do. But I think I can value that. Somebody who's going to be honest, like not somebody who's just going to be like, yes, you should do this. That's great, blah, blah, blah. And not really have me sit back and think about the decisions that I made and the things that I'm doing. So, yeah, I would say honesty.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's not like I thought about it or anything.
And what's your favorite thing you've ever created?
My favorite thing I've ever created. Man, we might have to. That's a hard one. We might have to spin back.
What comes to mind?
Well, honestly, a song that I've written for What About Momma.
Okay.
One of them is one of my favorite things I've ever. I can't say that I have one favorite thing, but there are some songs that I've written and some. This is like musically, right? It can't be like, oh,
it could be anything.
It could be anything.
I made spaghetti last week, and it was pasta art. It's a picture of your face, AJ. It's like pasta art.
I have like long blonde hair.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know. I plead the fifth. No answer.
Okay. So you mentioned What About Momma?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, tell them about What About Momma.
Yeah,
what about Mama? Yeah, what about Mama?
What about Mama?
What About Mama, WAM, is a band that me, Isho, my boy Steven, and Donnell Alexander started about a year. How long ago was that? About a year and some change, coming up on 2 years. And yeah, it's a band that we started. We write songs and play instruments and perform and sing and do all that fun stuff. And I guess what everybody always asks, like, what the heck does that mean? What about Mama? What does that mean? To me personally, it means, when you've had the successes and the accolades and everything has gone your way, so to speak, what about your mom? Yeah. What about your faith? You know what I mean? Like the people who held you down, like all the way. Don't forget your roots. Don't forget where you came from. Because those formative moments really make you who you are, so to speak. And one thing that I've seen is that success and money doesn't really change you. It amplifies who you are. So essentially with What About Mama, what it's bearing for the person to do is look inside and to keep themselves in check before they get to the moment that they want to be at. So that when you're there, it's just you're yourself unapologetically. I
You're doing great.
Stuttered and stumbled through that whole thing. I'm not media trained, by the way. So if this podcast gets canceled, it's not my fault. My editor is not here because they don't exist. Sorry.
Well, that's awesome. So I like how that's obviously part of all your guys' musical background. But take us through your story through music. What got you into it?
Man.
When did you start? What were some of your early inspirations?
Wow. Okay. So I started playing the piano when I was about 3.5. My dad put my sister and I in piano lessons, and it was this lady who lived on our street. She lived down the street from us. She was teaching us piano, and she gave us lessons, and we ended up getting a few other piano teachers after that. But I started at a really young age, and I come from a musical family. My dad's a musician. My sister is a musician. My grandfather was in a band called Joey D and the Starlighters way back in like the 60s, and they had the #1 song in the country. It beat out Chubby Checkers. Was it The Twist? They beat him out for the #1 song in the country way back in the day. And they were there for a couple.
Do you know the name of it?
Yeah, the Peppermint Twist.
Oh, okay,
This was like the twist craze, like that was they whip Nene back. You know what I mean? It was hitting it. So, and he was really that guy. He, Jimi Hendrix was in the band, for a little minute, and then he ended up getting out. And he was like the musician's musician. Like if you knew who he was back in the day, you were locked in. Like he was like playing piano for Marilyn Monroe just in her hotel room, like that kind of caliber of musician. And going to my grandma's house as a kid and just hearing him on the piano playing full marches with like all the counter melodies and all the modulations and stuff. Like it's nothing. And then just going and sitting down on it, like that's insane. Yeah. Their band was so big, and here I am. I'm gonna go on a tangent, but the Beatles opened up for them in Europe. Wow. The Beatles opened for them before the Beatles came over and took over America and made everybody get that god awful haircut. Like, yeah, that was,
Was that when the Beatles were like the strip club house band?
Yes, that's when they were back. Back when they were, basically nobody. So like he was really that dude. So being around that, growing up with that, having aunts who sing, and other extended family members who were like singing at Carnegie Hall and playing instruments and doing just turn on the TV and be like, oh, it's my cousin. Yeah, he's playing on the Grammys, like stuff like that type of stuff. So that's kind of the background I come from. I went to Rampello Middle School, picked up trumpet there, went to Blake, played trumpet at Blake, and then I went to Berklee College of Music and got my degree in songwriting. So that was pretty cool. Berklee, it was pretty good. It was all right.
Yeah,
it was cool.
How was Berklee?
Man, you want the real answer, or you want the?
I mean, yeah.
We're all about real here.
We're all about real.
Zero media training allowed.
Zero media. Oh, man. Okay. It's Black History Month.
Well,
I'll throw that N-word out.
School, right?
It's a
weird school because like traditional college education is you're learning like a set of skills to be certified or qualified to do a certain job, but in music, a lot of that kind of goes out the window.
Almost all of it.
Like I have this impression of watching people go through Berklee that like your goal is to drop out.
Yes. Oh, very much so. Especially in the songwriting department, there's this ideology that if you're not already somebody or some sort of somebody and this is what my perception of it. If you're not already kind of a somebody by the time you graduate, then you kind of did it wrong. Because, our alums are the ones who dropped out, like John Mayer, Charlie Puth, people, Lizzie McAlpine. Granted, some of them might have finished, I'm not sure, but you're supposed to be a somebody, so to speak, before you graduate. And I saw it kind of take a toll on people because of that self-comparison. The worst thing about Berklee is just a comparison to everybody else. You know what I mean? It's a school of artists. It's like, what do you expect? Like, everybody's weird. We're all band kids, so nobody knows how to act. Everybody's weird and comparing themselves to everybody else. I fell victim to it and still do to a certain extent. So, but with that being said, yeah, Berklee was not really a school that you go to learn a lot of music at. It's more so a connections-based place. You had to learn your theory or whatever, but it's really a place of you pull up, you meet who you need to meet, and pray and hope for the best. So you can be somebody. You shed in that room, go in the shed, 15 hours, come out, go to class, go back in the shed, go to a party, come back, go to a house show that you have to play at, and then hopefully in 2 weeks you'll be out of here as a freshman, signed to somebody's label. So that was my interpretation of it.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of pressure. And already a pretty like competitive environment.
Yeah, very much so. It was, it's a lot of. Once again, you think you compare yourself to everybody else, and if you're not where you want to be, not even where they are, if you're not where you want to be, then you beat yourself up about it. And it doesn't help that in like the songwriting department in Berklee, which I love to death. I love that. That's the best department at Berklee. I don't care what anybody has to say. You write a song for homework. It's like, that meme that it was going around over COVID. It was like, music students be like eighth notes due at midnight. You know what I mean? I got eighth notes due at midnight. Oh no. It was kind of like that. It's like you have a week to work on a song. You better have the song done by the next week at class. And then they play your song, which is, your intimate expression of yourself in front of a room full of people, and then ask virtually everybody in the class their opinion of it. So that can weigh on you, I wrote this song about my dog that just died, and now everybody's like, oh, I didn't like it. You should have used better scansion here. And it's like...
And then they give it a number.
No, that was the worst thing. Like, I'll say one of the dumbest parts about... I'm just kidding. The Berklee College of Music is the best school in this side of the Mississippi. Okay.
And he said he wasn't media trained.
Right. Yeah, right. Exactly. No, the numbering system, I didn't like that at all. That was weird. Basically, when you audition for the school, they give you a number based off of how, I don't know if it has anything to do with the entrance exam, but based off of how you did in your audition. And then you can only get into certain ensembles based on your number unless you have a teacher sign off on it. So you could be, I don't know, Charlie Parker himself and have a bad audition, and you're in a rating 2 ensemble for years playing bad Katy Perry songs. Not even the bops, like the bad ones, the ones that like the deep cuts that nobody even knows. And that's just your life until you re-audition and get a higher number. So
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it feels very like Dance Moms pyramid.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, Abby was my professor. She was there, and she's the one who gave me my rating. Yep, she definitely did.
But yeah, I think it kind of reminds me of talking about earlier how you've heard people tell you, oh, you need to get out of Tampa, you need to go to New York, you need to go to. I think there's definitely benefits to being in a really concentrated, really competitive environment. But at the same time, it has to be balanced with taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental health, like being somewhere that you can thrive in all ways. You know, because whatever you feel like you're good at, if you move to New York City and start doing it, you're not going to feel good at it.
You're not
going to
feel good at that. And coming from little old Tampa and going up to that school where, that's how I felt. Even if people are telling you, you're so great, you know, you're doing amazing. It's like, am I though? Because I'm not where I want to be. So I don't know. Yeah. Yikes.
But it's
Sounds
hard.
Like someone
I feel
needs therapy.
There's some seasons where that's. There's some seasons where that's what you need, but there's some seasons where that's
definitely not what you need.
Exactly. There needs to be a balance. It needs to be a balance.
I felt like my college experience, like I was alone. I didn't have family. I was like making all new friends, and then winter comes, and it's, you know, Illinois, Chicago metropolitan winter, so it's not a nice winter.
Yeah.
And like, sure, my teachers were great, and like, the people in my classes were good at what they were doing, but like, you know, you can only, you know, you gotta have everything. You gotta have the balance.
Yeah.
You know,
you definitely have to have the balance.
I think to be at the quote unquote best school for something, or the quote unquote a good school for something, it's relative. You know.
Yeah. Very much so, man. Gosh.
Okay,
we need to sit on the board. Like, we need to make our own college.
Okay. So that leads me to what when you think about the aspects of a music school, like a commercial music school, I'm sure there are aspects of it that you enjoyed. What do you think about, like, trying to think of those aspects of that environment that you enjoyed and trying to build that into your life now? Like, do you think there's something to be said about like writing a song on a regular basis, or
very much
about meeting with groups of musicians just to write together? Like, because like, what aspects of that school experience that were helpful to you do you feel like you're trying to?
Definitely the work ethic aspect of it in terms of like songwriting, at least for me, because that was my department. Just being consistent and making something, being able to write in multiple genres and have everything be quality, because that's something like, that's another cool thing about the songwriting department. You have like assignments where you have to write in a specific realm, and you're getting like graded on it by your peers, and they're going to tell you if it sounds bad. So definitely the work ethic and having everything be quality, you know, like I said, staying up 15 hours a day and looking at your laptop without failing, without even like going to use the bathroom. Like, I feel like that's me personally. I know that's not for everybody. That's for me because I'm weird. Yeah. I have 3 friends and all 3 of them are sitting in this room right now. I'm just kidding, Mom. That's a joke. That I would say meeting, like you said, meeting with a community of musicians on a semi-constant basis is something I'm trying to incorporate in my life. What is this? I'm over here like, my bad.
Turned Italian for a
yeah,
second.
right. Hey, community. Happy Black History Month. No, I was never mind. Media trained. What was I talking about? Oh, consistent basis, meeting with musicians. Yeah, that's something I'm trying to get into my routine, because I like you said, I didn't really realize that Tampa had such a community as it has, and I'm just now somehow getting hip to it. So I need to incorporate that, because it's important, like networking and coming on podcasts and making Italian hands and stuff. Like, it's important.
So what do you think? Should we throw a jam session?
Yes.
Should we throw? Because this thing is, jam sessions happen, but what about like writing? There's not really like a writing jam session.
I'll tell you what we need.
Yeah.
Tampa needs a writing camp. for songwriters, because everywhere else that's popping, Nashville has them, LA, New York, they got them. They got them in Texas. They got them out Midwest. I'm sure they have them in Miami, but I think that would really help people with the networking and just, flexing the muscle, just getting used to writing with groups of people and expanding our horizons. Because the second we I don't know. That's my
writing camp.
Writing camp. That would be
All right,
cool.
we got to put a writing camp together.
I'm with it. I think that would be hard.
Yeah.
I think that would be really hard. I would enjoy. I pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull up.
There was one that happened, I think last year. Adrian Lenker, but also of Big Thief.
Yes.
Had a big song. It was kind of like a songwriting camp, but it was interesting how it worked. It was online, but then everybody that signed up for it, whatever the coordinators were, they would see where everybody was at, and then in each city, someone could sign up to host.
Oh,
So I have friends in Chicago that signed up
Yeah.
for the camp, and then somebody that had a recording studio and had a decent sized place, they said, I can host. And then so the 20 people that signed up all went to this one guy's house and had a
That's
workshop, and they all wrote
cool.
together and recorded and
We need to do something.
and a lot of people,
man.
a lot of friends I have met through that, a band met their engineer or
Yeah.
a writer met
Mhm.
somebody that sang for them, but something like that where you could just all meet up and
Yeah.
have a
we
little
need
session.
We might have to see what's up
Yeah,
with
we
that,
could-
bro. I think that'll be very beneficial. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well we'll start asking around, I guess.
Okay, let's do it.
Start asking around.
Let's do it.
I mean, this is kind of like a little writing challenge.
Yeah.
Put all the guests through. So
Mhm.
how would you want to do it?
I think that something similar to that. It's probably gonna start out small, but as long as we get the word out and enough people who care and actually care, because Tampa's got people who would be interested in
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
The people who really care show up. Where was I going with that?
If people really care, if
People really
you
care.
can start
show up.
small.
My bad. Yeah, we start small. The people who really care will show up, and we'll just do it. I don't know who would coordinate it. I was a counselor at it, and I was also a participant in the Grammy Music Revolution project back in 14, 15. It was whenever I think it's Demi Lovato released that song "Sorry Not Sorry," whatever year that
Whatever
was.
year that was, okay.
I was the counselor. I remember the day that song dropped. Not the point. But it was essentially a writing camp, and we would split off into different groups and just write songs for the second half of the day. First half of the day was lessons. They'd teach us about lyric writing and groove construction and stuff, and then we had a performance at the end. So maybe we set it up like that, kind of. You know how y'all do the compilation album at the end?
Yeah.
Maybe instead of we do both. We do a performance for the writing camp and a compilation.
It would be cool too to have an event. Maybe have an event and have some panels and bring in guest speakers to just teach on something, and then we can record everything.
Yeah.
So there's videos of it that people can go back and watch, and then maybe the people who sign up for the camp, everybody makes a song and it comes out on a compilation.
Yeah, that'd
Something
be cool.
like that.
I think that would be hard. Who will we get to be on this panel though?
Oh, I don't know.
TBD.
TBD.
Let's see. Do I know any famous songwriters?
TBD.
For a second, I
Yeah.
was like, "Dang, who is TBD?" I gotta get hip. Dang, I'm not locked in. Who is TBD? Man, okay.
But I don't know. Maybe you just start as small as possible. Maybe you just start with 6 or 7 people
Yeah.
who are interested in. So how does it work? Maybe pick a theme and everybody writes a song for the theme.
Yeah. Kind of like object right. We have different objects. I say we do different groups too. If we start off with 6 people, how many groups can you get out of 6 people?
Two groups of 3.
Two groups of 3,
groups of
3
2.
groups of 2. So do as many groups as we can. Either do object rights or maybe have them watch a scene of a movie. This is what we used to do at Berklee. We would have a scene of a movie that we would watch, or the full movie. We'd have to write a song based off the movie, or based off of a chair sitting in the middle of a room, just random stuff, but
Right.
anything to get that muscle really growing.
So that's the object.
That's the object.
A chair or a movie scene or
anything. Yeah.
Okay.
It could just any noun.
yeah. What about a verb?
You can do a verb.
Look forward to that, people. look
Yeah,
forward.
we should-
I think they should.
Yeah.
I'll look forward.
And I
Yeah,
think
we'll make
I
it.
think you got to recognize that you have a lot to offer. Like you could be a guest speaker. You could speak on songwriting.
He should have never told me that. Okay, I'm telling you right now, he should have never told me that. I will go up there and run my mouth for 40 days and 40 nights.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm with it. I would really enjoy that.
Yeah.
I really. But I'm also trying to be a part of the camp because I need to learn.
Right.
I need. Learning is the name of the game.
We'll figure that out.
We'll do it.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other than a songwriting camp, what's next for Caleb?
Man, Jalen. For me, honestly, WOM is next. Dropping my own music, continuing to songwrite, and get these opportunities. I've been blessed enough to have 2 opportunities writing for major artists, so that was pretty cool. I don't know why I did finger quotes.
Yeah,
Take those back.
why the quotations
Well,
are
that was like so shady
major.
too. Like my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, these major artists.
These major artists.
Yeah, they think they're all major and shit. They're minor.
They're minor. These are these are minor artists. Okay. No, I've been blessed enough to get those opportunities. So hopefully more opportunities like that. And honestly, I've been thinking about it. I feel like I'm already doing what I want to be doing. So the only thing that's gonna change is the venues I do it at, the scale that I do it at, and the amount of money that they pay me to do what I'm doing. So I'm living the dream, baby.
Yeah.
I'm living the dream. That's it. So.
You love to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really resonate with that because like that's how I feel. Like in this current moment, I'm like I wouldn't want to be doing anything else but this. Like I look forward to this every week. Like I feel like we're really building something, and especially this season, all the feedback and the statistics and stuff that are just like so good. I'm like, okay, we really got something here.
Yeah, y'all really do. Y'all doing y'all thing, man. I said it to Steve earlier. I was like, man, they staffing.
We're just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
Doing it, man. Because the one thing I can admire about both of you guys is when you have an idea, you like actually execute it. Some people they'll be like, because I remember when AJ was telling me about a year ago when we were rehearsing for a GMF, you were like, oh, I've been talking to Jacob, like we're thinking about doing this podcast, and we can have I got a couple channels on my interface, and just like 3 mics, and just sit down and talk. And I was like, oh, that sounds good. And then like 4 weeks later, y'all were like, yeah, so we're starting this podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, hey, yo, y'all doing it, man.
2 weeks from yesterday will be a year.
And that was the week that we played, the February 17th is when we played. So it was literally that. Yeah. So not even 4 weeks that week. So yeah, y'all, man, kudos and congratulations. That's
thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, man. We've come a long way.
I think too the big lesson I learned from that was like probably the first 10 episodes we were just kind of talking. Like people would say, "What's it about?" And I would be like, "I don't know." Like I honestly couldn't recommend it. I'm like, I don't know. If you don't care who we are, like if you're not my friend, you probably won't enjoy it.
Right.
But we're like, I think if we just do it every week, we'll find something.
Yeah.
And then, it kind of, we try to find different ways to make it unique, make it fun, make it. So like
that card thing threw me off. I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, dang, I knew I should have got 2 of clubs, man. Dang, maybe did I get 2 of clubs? No.
Yesterday
3.
we had Yizam on. Yizam got 2 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, 4 of diamonds.
Yeah.
Like all from different parts of the deck.
Yeah.
That's a sign.
So that was kind of.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, he about to. I don't even know what he gonna do, but he gonna do something.
Yeah,
That's
so
a
look
lot of
out for
diamonds.
Yizam.
Yeah, he better buy a lottery ticket or something.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
But yeah, the idea is to hopefully at some point make our own custom one. Make some pod merch.
Yeah.
And it'll come with the Changhoff imported Thai herbal supplement.
Oh man,
Yeah.
let me do the ad.
Okay.
I'll do a jingle for it.
Okay.
I took a jingle writing class. I got you, man. I'm so serious too. I took that class.
A jingle writing class.
I got cheated too. Y'all need to answer one of these questions. Where the deck at?
Yeah, I
what's
kind of
over
flipped
there?
it. Like usually we do one each, but I kind of feel like I like to make it about the guest more.
Yeah, well, no.
Here, you can pick some for us too.
All right, hold on. You getting this one?
I just wanted to hear you keep going.
Oh, Steve, you gonna answer one too?
Okay.
You gonna answer one? Boom.
All right, let's see.
Okay. I got a 10 of clubs.
Okay, 10 of clubs. 10 of clubs.
Or wait, sorry, 10 of spades.
Wait, can I do
See?
10 of clubs? I like
did
that.
the same thing
Yeah,
earlier.
we did the same thing. Okay.
Sum up with them cards. I'm telling y'all right now.
What's your favorite way to support other creators?
By bringing them onto our podcast and talking to them and making a
okay.
song with them.
Okay.
Popping out to their shows whenever I can. Throwing shows that they can attend, and yeah. That's my contribution.
Yeah.
I video edit. That's another
Yeah.
contribution of mine that I can do
Very
for people. And yeah, that's how I like to contribute.
Valid. Okay, I got 3 of spades. I got, what's the most beautiful change you've witnessed in yourself?
Wow.
Wow.
What's the most beautiful change I've witnessed in myself? I think I have a lot more confidence in my ability than I used to. Like, especially now, I think doing a song every week or sometimes 2 songs every week within, 2 or 3 hours. It was scary at first because I want to make something that the artist is going to like. I want to make something that makes them sound good. And try to keep it varied, I want to enjoy it. So at the beginning it was really scary because I just didn't know if it was going to be good, or I didn't know if it would take too long, or but like they've been coming out okay. So now I've kind of just built up like a trust, built up a faith in the process, and just listening to whatever's happening, whatever comes. I try not to have too much pre-planned. Sometimes I'll have concepts or I'll have ideas, but yeah, I think just trusting in the time I've put in and the work I put in, and just staying open to the moment. I think conversation is like that too. This podcast has helped me realize that in a conversation, if you have stuff that you're waiting to say, or you have stuff that you think you know how it's gonna go, it's not gonna flow as well. You gotta just listen to whoever's talking, and just let every word come. So yeah, and making music has been like that too. Just trusting, we don't have to know how everything's gonna go. We don't have to get too far ahead. We just, play some keys. Okay, play some bass. Okay, do some drums.
Right.
Okay, we need lyrics now. Let's write some lyrics. What rhymes with blessing?
Texting.
Texting.
Wait a minute. That was actually a question we asked earlier for the song, right? Wasn't it?
Maybe.
I think so maybe. I already forgot how the song goes.
Oh, I can't wait for you to hear it. You're gonna like it.
Yeah, I feel like.
All right, wait, Mike too. You're kind of.
Oh,
You guys too, watching. I also hope that you guys enjoy the song when you hear it.
Yeah.
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
It is
It's
a banger.
It go crazy, yeah. Man, that was fun. I enjoyed that. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
All right, Steve, you want to pull a card?
Yeah, Steve needs it. Ladies
Special
and gentlemen,
guest.
introducing special guest,
Special
Mr.
guest.
Isho, the producer, aka Stephen Michael Stewart.
Yeah. Here, take my spot.
Y'all need like the sound box, like the with like the vine
claps and
boom.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right, pick a card, any card.
All right. Right in the middle. Okay. It's 10 clovers.
Oh yeah.
Is it spades or clubs? Because we've been having this.
That one was
Okay,
for
that
sure.
was
clubs.
actually
yeah,
club.
clubs, yeah. Clover, whatever you
Clover?
call it. I call it clover.
10
I
of
don't know.
clovers.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, that's what it is. Yeah.
Low key.
What's your boldest dream for your future?
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, the hardest
Deep
question.
question.
My boldest dream for my future. Really? And this is recent. I've been thinking about this like recently. I've had a couple of dreams about this, but I want to be like a really big music exec or a music mogul. That's not something that I like grew up thinking about or even like wanting to achieve, but lately I've been just letting the ideas and dreams flow as far as what I do with my music, and it has me thinking further than I would now. Because I mean we're going to be 30, 40 years old, still doing all this stuff, but like if you're really doing this the right way, you're going to expand, and your ideas are going to grow bigger and bigger. So like I see myself I see things in myself, like being able to see the great in other people as well, you know, especially the ones around me. And I think just in the future, I'm just going to have a better eye for who is going to be coming up next, you know? And I want to utilize that to help the people who are coming after me, you know, not just building up my own, you know, and what I can do, but like, you know, help the other people around me build that. And I think the best way to do it is like, not just like, oh, cliche starting a label, but like I want to do it from the ground up, like from scratch, you know. And if that means, you know, being in a band with my friends, which I do love doing, I think that also there are ways to build up the community around us and the kids who are going to grow up and one day take our spots, you know. So I'm thinking a lot about that as well as I go on in life. So yeah, I feel like being a music exec or a mogul, I could find other What About Mommas, you know, or other AJs and, you know, Jacob's, like people who are like us, who are going to come in the future and, you know, take the spot and take it further past the stars and what we thought. So yeah, just at the very least, I think being a music exec and bringing a bunch of people who are on the same accord, that's a big dream of mine. And I know that's a tall order because, again, I wasn't even thinking about this stuff, you know, years prior. This is just something that's kind of like been on my mind lately.
Man,
you know?
I wouldn't even say it's a tall order, bro, because you have those characteristics and those qualities, you know, and I've known that, you know, it's 11 years we've been kicking and we've been cool, bro. So I seen that from like day one. We always used to joke and we were like, man, we should just stop making music and be A&Rs. Like that was an ongoing joke when we were like, when COVID hit, we were like, man, we're just gonna be A&Rs at this point. But I actually see that for you, man. And if God got it in plans for you, bro, you already know it's gonna be
absolutely,
up,
man. And it's all the inspiration around me. So like, you're a part of that.
Well, what can I say?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
It was such a smooth answer too.
Yeah.
He didn't stutter one time. That's all I could think of. I didn't even listen to what he was saying. All I was thinking about was like,
Make sure you subscribe so you know when Ishopod comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We gotta do we'll do a WOM documentary.
WOM documentary.
That's
this
awesome.
summer. Right.
This summer.
Yeah,
This summer.
it's been one of my favorite things to like talk to, you know, people like you, and just like all these artists and creatives in the scene, and just see how everyone has some sort of dream or goal or aspiration that kind of links us all together. Because I've never been to like in the music scene in a different city, Chicago, New York, LA, right? So all I know is Tampa, but at least from what I can see, that we're all here to support each other and build each other and all get to the same place, which is really cool because I can understand how some people would take it very seriously, competitively, be like, if they got it, they're taken away from my bag or my pie or however you want to say it. But it seems like pretty much everyone has some sort of aspiration. It's like, I'm doing this not only for myself, but I'm doing this for the city. I'm doing this for my friends who are also artists who inspire me, or the next generation who is yet to even appear or maybe even be born yet.
Right. Yeah, that's the mindset that we have to have, you know, because it's never about just us. And that's another thing that I have, like not a vendetta I have, but like a gripe that I have with artist communities elsewhere and not in Tampa. It's that a lot of it is so self-centered and arrogant and wanting of things for themselves and not willing to like put other people on and share the wealth and spread and then lift each other up. But I mean, in Tampa, we don't have a choice because don't nobody care about Tampa. Obviously people care and we're on the come up, but like, once again, Doechii said, record labels go to Tampa. Nobody said anything. Everybody was just like,
where's Tampa?
What is Tampa? You know what? It's so crazy. So in Berklee, at Berklee, I would tell people, I'm like, yeah, I'm from Tampa. They'd be like, oh yeah, he's from Miami. And I'm like, no, I'm not from Miami. Washington, D.C. is closer to New York City than Tampa is to Miami.
Wow.
That's insane to think about. Mileage wise, it's closer. It may be longer time wise because, getting into New York is nuts. But yeah, man, we got our own.
Yeah. Tampa is not
cool.
Miami.
It's not Miami.
Tampa is not Orlando or Jacksonville or Tallahassee.
Definitely ain't Tallahassee. Yeah, but yeah. So dang. Wow, that's something to think about. Tampa, we're doing our thing. Don't count us out just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're doing what we can for ourselves, but also what we can for each other. I think hopefully there's a shift happening where in the past, and it's like when we were younger and in school, anybody that had some kind of potential in Tampa, the best thing they could do was go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, and that goes for a lot of things, like just generally. A lot of people didn't like it here. You want to go somewhere else. So I think the biggest shift that can happen is just building the kind of community and having the kind of city and environment where you can live a life and be an artist and stay here. And, you know, because it takes time for those kind of things to develop.
It really does.
For collaborations to develop, for communities to develop, for like a scene to find its own. Yeah. But, yeah, so I'm going to hang out here for a while. See what we can get going.
And the thing is, you know, like we can just we can travel. We can go somewhere for something and then come back. Like it's not like we have to stay here and be in the Tampa bubble and we can never, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you got to leave too. Like I'm grateful for my experience of leaving and seeing Chicago, which is an incredible city, incredible community. Like the number of live music events happening on any given night is incredible.
I can only imagine.
You
My
know,
roommate was from Chicago.
Like there's just so many venues that just have a blues band every single night. Yeah. Or have a jazz band every single night. And you never know. Is it going to be a trio? Is it going to be somebody playing an accordion? Is it going to be, you know? That's so crazy. And then each little like Wednesday night residency is like somebody who's committed their life to this sound or this. But yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, tell me if you guys had a similar experience, but I know like my life before or like coming out of high school, right? I was very set on leaving Tampa. I was like, there's nothing here. I hate it here. I want to go somewhere else. So I did. Went to California and lived there for 2 years. And when I came back and, you know, I started to be part of the community and making new friends and doing cool stuff, I realized I was like, wait, I actually really like it here. Because even when I moved back from California, it was under unfortunate circumstances that I had to come back. So if those didn't happen, I'd probably still be in California. But I'm really glad that all of that happened and led me back home, because now I really see the city for what it is, and I really have a brand new appreciation for it. And I can't say if I'm going to stay here forever. But at least for right now, I feel very happy being in Tampa. So, did you guys have similar experiences?
100%. I was supposed to move to LA the week after not supposed to, but I had planned on moving. I had planned on moving to LA right after I graduated college, and I didn't. I had no money, and I moved back home. But that was honestly one of the best decisions I made. For my personal life, for my career, spiritually, everything. Just being at home, and you know, Guam wouldn't have been a thing without it. We wouldn't have never linked back up. We wouldn't be hanging. We wouldn't be kicking it right now. So, yeah, very much so. I'm very happy I came back to Tampa. What about you, AJ?
I'm grateful for y'all too, I have to say, because I was back in Tampa maybe like 6 months of just like kind of chilling, hanging out with family, applying for software jobs. And then when you hit me up like, hey, we need a bass player for this show, I was like, okay, cool. And then getting to play bass with y'all and like have that really, just a really fun, exciting musical experience. I was like, oh, okay, like this could be all right. Yeah. This could be all right. Yeah. And you know, I got really encouraged to just like, okay, what else is going on? Like what other artists are here? What other bands are here? What kind of venues are there? What's, you know, and compared to bigger markets, there isn't as much going on. But at the same time, like, that's up to us to shape what we want it to look like. Like, if there's, you know, if there needs to be a songwriting camp, okay, let's have a songwriting camp. Right. Let's get a bunch of people together, and all those people meet and write songs together, and, you know, or whatever. We need some more venues. Somebody's got to go open some venues.
Yeah. It's going to be us. We got to open
one day. I can't now. Somebody else
can't now.
Yeah. I'll take over later. If you get it started,
I can take over for you. Best I can do is an empty parking lot in Palm River. We go out there, try not to get shot.
We got a battery. We got some power.
Yeah, we got a battery.
That's it.
At any moment, we could pop up at any park and have a whole DJ set.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
There's so many possibilities.
No, that'd be kind of. Wait a minute. We get that cleared by the city. I know a certain somebody who works for the city that may be able to clear some.
Or we just go to St. Pete. They don't care.
Yeah, St. Pete don't
St. Pete
care.
doesn't care.
Man, shout out St. Pete.
Shout out St.
Shout
Pete.
out St. Pete.
Shout out Tampa and
My
St.
hometown.
Pete.
Yeah, right. Shout
Shout out
bro.
Johnny Champagne.
Shout
You're
out
awesome.
Johnny. What? Shout out Johnny Champagne, bro.
Yeah,
That's sorry. I'm
absolutely.
getting a call from
It's okay.
somebody.
Happens. Booked and busy.
I've been no for real. It's literally for a gig.
So back to the music,
Yes.
right? What are some of your inspirations musically?
Ooh. A lot of obviously hip hop, I guess. All hip hop really. But I'm not a hip hop artist by any means, but it's something about the pocket that it sits on. Man, shout out all like the hip hop producers, Ninth Wonder. Shout out people like Knowledge. Shout out Questlove. You know, first of all, and Steven really helped me realize this, one of the quintessential albums to his sound, and I know my sound too, is Voodoo by D'Angelo. So that whole neo soul sound, just the approach to playing pocket, the grooves, the mixing. I don't know if y'all have ever peeped, but like D'Angelo mixes his snares and his rim shots as the loudest thing in the whole track. And just like little stuff like that. So definitely neo soul, hip hop, 60s, 70s R&B, you know, everything from the Temptations, the Four Tops, Supremes, Motown, the Sound of Philadelphia, the Commodores, all the way down to, you know, Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, Prince, one of the greatest people to ever grace instruments ever. Stevie Wonder, probably the greatest person to ever grace instruments ever. All the way up to like Nirvana, you know, Green Day, Creed. I'm just getting put on Creed. Like I knew who they were, but I was like, no, Creed, they're going crazy. So everything from that and a lot of jazz. As y'all know, I was like a big jazz person, like playing changes and stuff in high school, and I went to Berklee playing jazz a lot. And classical too. Shout out Mahler. Mahler is my favorite composer of all time, probably. Yeah. Shout out Mahler, man. Shout out Debussy too. Yeah, Debussy.
Shout out Ravel.
Shout out Ravel, man. What you know, Rachmaninoff, man. Don't get me started. So just honestly, if it's been music and I've heard it, it's probably been an inspiration.
You know what sound I feel like you've always been into too is like the early 2000s pop.
That is my favorite.
Drums,
bro.
like
that is my favorite, man. It's something. There was something so special about the Neptunes, man. Especially after watching that piece. Steven and I were laughing yesterday. I was at this morning. We were laughing because we went to see Piece by Piece, the only people in the movie theater. And this was when it was like a day after the movie dropped. It was us and then this one family, and I think they walked out like halfway through. But we were locked in, man, because I mean we were there for it. Like Timberland, once again the Neptunes, everybody that had that just pushing the envelope sound, Dark Child, everything from whoever was producing, you know, NSYNC to Britney Spears and writing those songs, like. That's what I grew up listening to. Everybody, even Radio Disney. I grew up listening to Radio Disney, man. We listening to Ali and AJ and, you know, the Jonas Brothers and all that. All the way up to like Pop and Oak producing for Ariana Grande. Like that just pop, pristine, clean, grooving, just sound. That's my bag, man. Like I love that. Can't get enough of it. So, and shout out Monty Booker, you know, he's man.
Grammy winner. Yeah.
Once again, shout out Knowledge, shout out No Worries, Grammy winners too. Innocent Pack. Yeah, so honestly, once again, if it's music and I've heard it, it's been an inspiration. And you know, everybody's like, oh, I listen to everything. Country too. I love country music. Oh my gosh, brother. Songwriting, storytelling, the scansion is always perfect. Like it's man, they be locked in.
What is that? What is scansion?
Yeah, what is
So
scansion?
scansion is emphasis of your words, making sure that your syllables and your emphasis are in the right part of the. So you wouldn't say with the word refrigerator, you wouldn't say refrigerator, you would say refrigerator, because fridge is the emphasis of the word. So, or you wouldn't say refrigerator, refrigerator, you say refrigerator, not refrigerator, and like a
refrigerator. Yeah, that sounds like a
that
different
sounds
thing.
weird. It sounds weird, and sometimes you know,
Interesting.
Refrigerator.
Yeah.
You did what to her?
Yeah, right, right, right. You did what?
Barely know her.
Yeah, you barely know refrigerator. I barely know it. That's funny. So it's really just the emphasis, making sure your emphasis of your words land in the right place, and it should sound like if you were to say lyrics, and this is why rapping works, because if you were to say lyrics to a meter as if you're saying a sentence, that's where they would fall. You know what I'm saying? So even that's where they would fall. You wouldn't say, well, those are all kind of, that's where they would, it's more so for compound words and multiples. I'm going off on a tangent. They don't care. No one cares.
It's valuable. We're learning.
We did ask.
Come to the writing camp. I'll do a whole hour-long spiel on it.
Okay, so outside of music, what inspires you, or what are you into?
I really just be going to church. I'd be at home and working on music. I work for GMF, the Gasparilla Music Foundation. I intern for them and do part-time work for them for events and stuff. But outside of that, my life is really music. And I always tell people, I'm like, I'm so lame. Because if it's not music, I'll sit there and just like stare at the ceiling and like play with my hand, like do finger puppets and stuff. Like,
what can you tell us about the Twilight song?
I lied. I lied. Y'all not ready. The Twilight Zone is one of the greatest shows to ever grace television. It's so, let me say this again. The Twilight Zone is one of the greatest shows to ever grace. Not the new one, not that whatever they put out like in the early 2010s or whatever, not even the one from the 80s. The OG black and white Twilight Zone is so good. It's about plot, man. I know the special effects, they're not good. They're not great, but it's the 50s. They were segregated. Of course, the special effects aren't going to, happy Black History Month. Of course, they're not going to be good, but it's about the plot writing and the ability to create a story that is captivating and pushing the envelope, because they touched on a lot of topics from race to, politics, and they did it in such a unique way. So yeah, I guess I watch TV too. I watch the Twilight Zone. I like movies. I watch movies. I help me out here, Steve. What do I do with my life? I do juggle. I can. Nice. That's a lie. I cannot juggle.
Oh,
I would have been. Yeah, I know.
I was about to be like, get this guy.
No, I can't juggle. I cannot. I like to cook. I cook too, on occasion. But what did you see?
It's something stupid. I was just gonna say I was running the other day and I passed a construction crew and one of the guys was just juggling. Like I guess they were just on a break. He was just like juggling balls. But
were there people was he doing it alone, or there was people
like
watching
for
him?
the other construction workers?
They were all juggling?
No, just the one guy.
I was about to, but they're watching him.
Yeah, they were just
and they're
like
cheering him on.
Yeah,
that's a real friendship.
Like,
yeah, I would have been. I would have lost my mind. I would have been like, whoa, I would have been over there with him. Hand me a hard hat.
Okay, you like to cook? I
like to cook. Not all the time, but I throw down. I do a little something here or there. I watch TV. I watch TV. I read, and once again, I just be at church. Come to Progress Village Baptist Church. What About Momma is playing every Sunday because we are employed as the worship team. So
nice.
Yeah, so we there. Y'all pull up. Let me see. I guess that's about it. What about you guys? What do y'all do in your free time?
Man, I make podcasts.
Oh, snap.
Let's see. I listen to music. I'm not a big show or like movie guy. It's like very once in a while. I like to play a lot of mahjong.
Ooh.
True. Mahjong is really fun.
You gotta teach me how to play.
Yeah, I could teach you how to play.
It looks complicated, like.
No, it's kind of like rummy.
It's not.
Oh, it's like
but
really?
With tiles.
Yeah. It's kind of like rummy. It's really easy to pick up, and I've taught so many people now at this point. Like it's locked in. Like I can teach you how to play real quick.
Ooh, let's go.
It even says it in my Instagram bio. I will teach you how to play mahjong.
Oh, he's not lying about this. He really.
Yeah, I'm really about it. I'm really about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, mahjong.
That's me. That's me.
I used to like what's the one with the marbles? I was never good at it.
Moncala?
That used to be, man, my sister and I, we used to be at war. Literally. breaking the boards and stuff. Mom, I need a new one. She would like throw it from the other room. Yeah, it was great. That was amazing. What about you, AJ? What do you?
I've been playing with a couple groups, here and there. So rehearsing for some gigs coming up, and I'm trying to like kind of get back to my programming knowledge.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing some websites, so I'm good on the website stuff. I'm trying to just be more well-rounded as like a software developer.
Yeah.
So working through some stuff on that. But yeah, other than that,
Yeah.
hanging out. I like to eat food, make food.
Man.
I like to go see live music. I like to hang out with people, sometimes with microphones, sometimes not.
Sometimes not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I tell you, I had to give up. I had another passion that I had to give up as a recent. It was going to the club. I had to stop like going out. I asked Steven. Steven's nodding his head over there. He's like, man, that man had a problem. And it was just, I felt like I don't know why I was going out. Like it wasn't even a boredom thing now. I got like addicted to just being outside. I think once again probably need to see a therapist like or something. Like,
Yeah, we're
stop
not
going
that.
to the
We're
club.
not that.
We're not that. Okay. No help here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't come on the podcast. There's
Well,
no
I
advice.
think there is. Like we kind of touched on this earlier about like musicians and artists taking care of each other and doing things, but I feel like there is kind of, I think not as much community as when our parents were growing up or when their parents were growing up.
Very much.
I think we're probably more isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Partly by just like not having as many community spaces,
Mm-hmm.
partly by that our phones are like engineered to keep us staring at the screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's natural to just like crave being out with people.
Yeah, I have that type A personality to where like I go out and I'm literally out trying to make friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to meet as many people as I can just because I can. No other reason. No ulterior motives. I just want to meet people and be outside and hit the cha-cha slide like one time for the one time and then go home. So I don't know, but I had to give it up. It's not healthy to be out there. It's not healthy. It was not a good look for me. So if y'all see me at the club, that's not me.
Don't say anything.
Don't say anything. Don't
Cha-cha
even make.
slide over there.
Yeah. Cha-cha to the right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man.
All right, Caleb.
Yeah.
We're heading towards the end here, and so I have a couple of closing out questions.
Okay.
I can really tell that you're super passionate and just like love what you do and love music. So tell me, what role does love play in your life?
Oh man, the biggest role in my life, just because, and with any relationship there needs to be love in it. Any relationship that's not like obviously like a hate relationship. Oh, you're my sworn enemy. But even there's like a level of love to it because you wouldn't keep having this person mulled over in your mind if you weren't infatuated with them to some extent. But are you speaking romantic love or just love in general?
Love in general.
And in every relationship, it's the biggest thing ever for me. I love my friends. I love my family. I'm not blessed enough to be in a relationship at this moment, but I love the idea of being in a relationship. I love God. I love God loved me. That's it. I have it tatted on my arm right here. I have it, and it goes with my scripture, 1 John 4:12. Although we don't see God, when we love each, I'm gonna pull the scripture up. Let me put y'all on game.
Yeah, people worked on that scripture for thousands of years for it to be succinct.
Right. Hold on. All right. 1 John 4:12. Wait. Y'all need some elevator music in her. I've had it pulled up this whole time too. I just want to hear the elevator music. That's
started sounding kind of like Wii music.
Right, yeah. That was kind of a bop.
Ding. All right, we've reached the floor.
Okay, it is no man hath seen God at any time. If we love one another, God dwelleth dwelleth in us, and his love is perfected in us. Hereby we know that we dwell in him and he in us, because he has given us his spirit. And we have seen and do testify that the Father sent the Son to be the Savior of the world. And I probably, should have gotten all the words, but I didn't have enough money. So I just got 4 through like 15 or 16 tatted on me, and the love on my arm. So to answer your question, it plays everything in my life. Whether it be music, outside of music. Man, it's hot in here.
Yeah, we're wrapping up.
Are we wrapping up?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I shouldn't have worn 4 layers of pants today. I thought it was part of the fit.
It is.
It
It's good. It looks
all
good.
4
It is.
layers. They're all.
I mean, I can't see the other ones.
No, so they're all breakaways. So.
Okay.
That was
So
stupid. Don't laugh at that.
wait.
Time capsule.
Yes. Okay.
Time capsule.
Okay. So
It's another game.
if you had
No,
to,
it's not a game.
Oh man.
if you had to leave a message for your future self,
Mm.
future Caleb, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years down the future, what would you want to tell him? What would you want him to know?
I'll send you this clip a year from now.
Please
I'll
do.
cut it out and I'll
You're gonna
text
cut
it
it
to you. Yeah. There you go.
Hey cutie. I see you doing your thing. Do better. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. What would I say? I don't know. I just
like a reminder or
just
anything.
keep doing. What about mama? Honestly, don't forget where you came from. If you're not where you want to be, work to get there, but also don't berate yourself, because you have a tendency to do that. Stop comparing yourself to other people, because they don't care and they're not thinking about you. And they even that sounds mean. They probably are, and yeah, but stop comparing yourself to other people. And I think that's about it. That was like a hard question. Once again, these questions are hard. Y'all should have like faxed them to me on my like last week.
Oh, we
I
gotta
need
get
time.
The real.
Y'all gotta give me
The raw reaction.
reaction.
It's not usually this hot. That's.
Oh, that
it's
is
like
the
a Hot
heat
Ones
today.
interview.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sweating over here. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Steve, what do I want to tell myself in 6 months? He looked at me like, I don't know what to tell
Like,
you
bro,
right
it's
now.
up to you.
Right. I don't know. What message would y'all tell me 6 months from now? I'm gonna flip the script.
Dang.
Uh,
I hope that
Uh-huh.
I hope that you keep on
Oh.
doing your thing.
Mhm.
I keep on hoping that you have this pure love and passion for what you do and your music and music in general. And I can't wait for you, or to watch you continue to grow as an artist, as a creative, and as a person. Yeah. And our paths have been linked for a long time now.
Mhm.
So I'm really proud of you and love you, brother.
Yeah. Dang, y'all about to make me. I don't know if it's sweat or if I'm crying, bro. Like I literally,
bit of
I
both.
can't tell. It's a little both.
I would say
Love you too, Jacob.
Thank you.
like I hope you're bringing your personality into the art you're making.
Mm-hmm.
I think like sometimes we can get serious about stuff we do and separate those things. But at the end of the day, like we're making things for ourselves, for others, for the people around us. So like be you. Like you have like a really funny, like just creative, goofy spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a song that demands not being that, then okay. But
Mm-hmm.
I think let that be a part of whatever you're making.
Yeah, that's
you know?
real.
If it's like a jingle, or if it's like a, I don't know.
I do them jingles for real.
I'd say please feel like you have permission to be goofy in your art.
Dang.
You know.
Yeah, that's real. Dang.
'Cause
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Caleb. That's
Yeah.
Jalen. That man is something wrong with him. There's something wrong with that man.
But yeah, also just like looking forward to all of us doing what we can for ourselves and each other,
Yeah, man.
and it's like having fun, making cool stuff, you know,
Yeah.
being human,
Mm.
and seeing what we grow into. I
Yeah.
guess.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's very exciting just to know that we already live in the dream, and it's just, once again, just to see what us do it. Man, we doing the same stuff. We still on the podcast. 60 years from now, we'll be like 85, 80.
Yeah.
I remember that time when AJ said to be goofy.
Episode 36, and we had
AJ told me to be goofy. It ruined my life. The worst bit of advice I ever got. No, I'm just kidding.
That's awesome.
Man,
All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Shout yourself out. What are your socials? Spell them out.
Well, on Instagram, I am Jalen from WAM, and I only have Instagram. What About Mama? We have a TikTok, but we haven't posted anything. Can't figure out how to work the app. So once we get that figured out, y'all get ready because them posts are coming.
There's a creative loafing article.
There's a creative loafing article. Oh, we have a Twitter too. I don't even have that on my phone. Yeah, honestly, Steven, would you like to come plug for us?
I got to plug it.
Yeah.
Just really the IG. That's it.
Okay. Well, we have Instagram. The What About Mama Instagram is What About Mama _, I think.
Yeah.
That's a shame. I should know that, man. I've been fasting from social media for like 2 years, man. So y'all give me some grace.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. So yeah, follow us.
And check out the listening party. You can hear the song we all
Mhm.
made together today, and probably more songs.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep making them. So
Yeah, we're gonna keep making them. We're
Yeah.
gonna keep
Beautiful.
making them.
Beautiful.
All right.
Well, thank you again so much for being on. It was an
Thank
absolute
you.
pleasure.
Oh man, thank you for having me, my bro.
Yes, sir.
You already know.
my bro.
Thank you guys for watching. Changhoff on everything. That's Caleb/Jalen. That's AJ. I'm Jacob. Peace.
See ya.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom, boom.